Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome to my channel. This is a reading of my latest book, My Nineveh, The Cross Between Psychedelics and the Church. It is available now on Amazon. If you like this work and would like to support me, please like and subscribe, and consider purchasing a copy from the link in the description below. Chapter 3, Scientific Materialism. In the realm of philosophy, Nietzsche holds a special place for his declaration that God is dead. This one phrase encapsulates the problem as the cultural shift to scientific rationalistic principles of the Enlightenment gained strength. The problem going on in my own journey was mirrored in the culture at large. Scientific materialism had won the metaphysical war that most of us didn't realize was occurring. The more science is employed, the more prosperity it brings, allowing us all as a culture to master the universe around us. Our knowledge of biology and chemistry allows us to conquer food production and disease, and physics builds us a reliable world of transportation and communication, even allowing us to venture outside the confines of our planet to orbit and even to Mars and beyond. With each new discovery and each new invention, God retreated further and further from the collective psyche. Scientific materialism approached the world as though it were a mechanism, pure dead matter. If you change it correctly, you can form and fashion it into anything. The real stuff of reality is the atoms and molecules and the math that describes their interactions. We became masters of our reality through skillful manipulation of it, and our metaphysics undergirded the cultural transition into modernism. This new way of being is so effective at producing miracles and raising the standard of living that it tramples its way around the world, stripping culture after culture of belief. It doesn't matter what sort of God you believe in. The laws of physics are universal. Math doesn't care who you pray to or what you think about your soul. Equations either add up or they don't. Even the language of chromosomes is merely a mystery to be unraveled, explaining the evolution of all biological forms and unlocking its capabilities. All this knowledge is used in the service of humans, increasing crop yields, unlocking energy for human use, and protecting us from viruses and other pathogens. As the minds of humans unraveled the mysteries of our existence, the necessity of a belief in God took a back seat. The logic of humans replaced the logos of God. These Enlightenment values transformed intercultural relationships as well. It no longer mattered what culture you came from or God you believed in. If you could think rationally, you were valued and could participate with equals from around the world. Every god tied to a particular culture was slain by science, as the adherents chose to learn from each other. People replaced their religious stories with rationalism. There is no more space for small fundamentalist gods. Access to resources became dependent on your ability to play well with others from other cultural and faith backgrounds, leaving your judgment at the door. Matter doesn't care. Even as the materialist worldview of dead mechanistic universe won over one institution after another, the problem crept in again. This time using Enlightenment language and approaching with a different question. The philosopher David Chalmers put it best in what is known as the hard problem of consciousness. We find ourselves conscious beings, somehow capable of experience. If the Enlightenment can be described as the discovery of the physical world and its makeup, charge, spin, and the equations to describe how everything works, the hard problem is, why does it feel like something? This is the Achilles heel of scientific materialism. How does a ghost get into the machine? Our mastery of the machine, our biological structures and material world that we live in, is improving at an exponential rate. At the same time, we still have no idea what life is, or why there's an internal experience of existing. What is a memory, or an imagination, or a dream? How do we get from our framework of science as a process dependent on consensus and verification to that supremely personal and subjective experience of being? We are a part of this physical reality, yet somehow know that we are more than the simple stacking of matter into a complex machine. We seem to have agency, even as scientific materialism insists the feeling of agency is the random bumping of particles. Our consciousness, the very thing producing the rational and logical framework for the rise of scientific materialism, is by definition completely outside the bounds of scientific probing. Even as we master the universe around us, we can't help but notice that death is a part of every day. The animating principle, which turns lumps of matter into living beings, will exit the body and leave it lifeless. Where is this principle in the universe? Is it purely a product of form? Assemble the blocks in the right order, and voila, a being emerges. What of all the experiences, the feelings, and memories? And what are the limits of this principle? It appears to exist in mammals, microbes, and plant life, but does it extend to all forms of matter? How does it interface with a more seemingly sentient AI? It doesn't take a genius to see that this problem is of the utmost importance. It permeates every moment of existence. What exactly is this time being spent in front of our screens, hiding behind masks, driving in cars, fighting with both friends and enemies? What should we be doing with the moments that make up our days, weeks, months, and years? What is being celebrated at birth and mourned at death? What happens after? It is at these moments when scientific materialism fails us, when our eyes close for the last time, as inevitable. It matters not that we know the equation that describes the universe. Our human life has run out. Our ability to manipulate reality around us has ended. At that moment, what is there? What happens to the ghost in the machine?